My mother-in-law planted lipstick in my car to frame me for cheating. My wife believed her and threw me out. I checked the dash cam. It showed her mom breaking in. I sent a video to my wife with the caption, "Enjoy living with your mom." That's how my entire life blew apart in less than 24 hours. And even now, sitting here in a cheap motel that smells like carpet cleaner and sadness, I still can't believe the woman I married trusted her mother over me that fast. Maybe I should have seen the signs years ago. Maybe I ignored them because I thought love could overpower a mother-in-law who treated me like a defect from the day she met me. But she finally did what she always wanted to do, drive a wedge deep enough that it snapped the marriage clean in half. And my wife, Haley, didn't hesitate. Just tossed me out like the trash her mothers always said I was. It started on a Tuesday. I pulled into our driveway after work, tired, ready to eat leftovers and maybe fall asleep watching some documentary I pretend I cared about. Instead, I found Haley standing outside with her mother, Mona, whose arms were crossed like she was about to discipline a child. Haley's face was blotchy, her jaw tight. "We need to talk," she said before I even stepped out of the car. My stomach dropped. We walked inside, Mona practically glued to her shoulder. Haley held up a tube of red lipstick. "Explain." "Explain what?" I asked, already confused. Mona jumped in like she'd been rehearsing for years. "We found it in your car, under the passenger seat." "How stupid do you think we are?" I laughed at first, thinking it had to be some misunderstanding, but Haley's expression didn't budge. "It's not mine," she said, voice shaking. "And it's the same shade that girl from your office wore at the holiday party." There was no winning. Every calm explanation I tried, every attempt to reason, Mona steamrolled. The longer it went on, the more Haley pulled away, until finally she said the words that felt like a punch to the chest. "Get out." I stared at her. "You're kicking me out based on your mom's word and a lipstick that isn't mine?" "I can't look at you," she whispered. "Not until we figure this out." "Figure this out?" Mona repeated, scoffing. "He's lying. They always lie." I left. I packed the bare minimum, listened to Mona whisper something smug as I passed her, and drove to motel because I didn't know what else to do. I sat numb for hours, replaying every sign I ignored, every passive-aggressive comment. Every time Haley brushed aside my concerns with, "She's just protective." Protective my ass. Then I remembered the dash cam, the motion trigger one I installed months ago and forgot about. I opened the app, scrolled back, and at 1:47 p.m., there she was, Mona, pulling up next to my car, looking around like she was auditioning for a villain role, unlocking my car with Haley's spare key, leaning in, a bright red lipstick tube in her hand. I didn't feel anger, not the loud kind. It was a cold, slow-burning anger that sits in your bones. I downloaded the video, made multiple backups like I was preparing for war, and sent to Haley with 6 words. "Enjoy living with your mom." Then I shut off my phone and tried to sleep. Spoiler, I didn't. The next morning, I turned it back on, and the notifications came in like an avalanche. Haley, her sister, Emily, her dad, Mona. Mona's texts were the funniest thing I'd ever seen, full of denial and delusion. That video is edited. I was checking if you locked the car. You planted the lipstick and edited the footage. Sure, Mona. Sure. Haley's were desperate. Please call me. We need to talk. I'm so sorry. My mom says the video is fake, but I don't know what to believe. Please come home. No. She doesn't get that kind of access anymore. Not after shoving me out the door, because her mother told her to. I didn't call her. I called a divorce attorney. Consultation booked for Monday. That afternoon, Haley found me at the motel. The front desk warned me first. I agreed to talk. She sat across from me in the lobby, looking like she hadn't slept. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I didn't know. I didn't think she'd do something like that." "But you believe she did," I said. "That's the problem." She begged me to come home. Said she told her mom to leave. Said she'd fix it. Said she'd do anything. I told her I needed time, that I didn't trust her judgment anymore, that her mother could say the sky was green, and she'd squint until she convinced herself it looked green. She cried harder. I didn't flinch. I left her in that lobby and went to my room, telling myself I didn't feel guilty. Maybe that was a lie, but guilt wasn't going to fix anything. The next day, Haley's dad called. He apologized on behalf of the entire family. Said Mona's always been difficult, which felt like calling a hurricane breezy weather. He told me he understood if I wanted out. Later, Haley's sister reached out too. She'd seen the video. She was furious. At her mom, not me. She admitted Mona had meddled in her marriage too, always whispering about how her husband wasn't ambitious enough. She said Mona was losing it, calling an emergency family meeting to deal with me. They said they weren't going. That Mona finally burned every bridge she had. And that's where part one ends, right in the middle of the storm, with everyone scrambling, everyone choosing sides, and me sitting in a motel room, deciding whether the pieces of this marriage are worth putting together or if I should just burn the whole damn thing down and walk away. When Friday came, the deadline I'd given them, I woke up not expecting anything. No apology from Mona. No last-minute breakthrough. Nothing. I think part of me wanted the silence, because silence meant clarity. Silence meant the decision was made for me. At 9 a.m., I walked into the police station with the Dashcam footage saved in 3 different folders and 2 USB drives because I was done letting people walk all over me. The officer watched the video, whistled under his breath, and said, "Yeah, this is straight up breaking and entering." She really thought she'd get away with this. "She did," I said. "She almost did." Filing the report felt strange. Not triumphant. Not vindictive. Just necessary. Like shutting a door that should have been closed years ago. By noon, Haley's dad was calling me. "The police just left," he said quietly. "Your mother-in-law is losing it." "She had a chance," I replied. "She chose ego." "I know," he sighed, "and I'm done making excuses for her." Then he said something I did not see coming. "I'm divorcing her." I sat up in the motel bed like someone poured ice water down my spine. "What?" "I should have left her years ago," he said. "She destroyed friendships, interfered in every relationship our daughters ever had. I thought if I kept the peace, it would get better." He let out this bitter laugh. "It never did." I didn't know how to respond. I barely managed. "I'm sorry." "Don't be. This is the wake-up call I needed. I just hope my daughter doesn't lose her marriage over her mother's insanity." I didn't answer that. I didn't know the answer myself. Over the next few days, things escalated. Mona was formally charged with misdemeanor breaking and entering, criminal mischief, and got slapped with a restraining order. She told anyone who would listen that I fabricated the video. Nobody bought it. Even Haley finally blocked her mother's number after one too many rambling voice messages about family loyalty and men who can't handle strong women. Meanwhile, Haley was drowning in guilt. She asked me to meet for coffee again. I almost said no, but I figured closure was better than leaving things half-finished. She showed up looking exhausted. Dark circles, hair unbrushed, wearing a sweatshirt I bought her years ago from a tourist shop. "I'm in therapy," she blurted before I even sat down. 3 times a week. "Good," I said. She nodded quickly, fingers twisting the sleeves. "My therapist says my mom's been emotionally abusive my whole life. I never saw it. Or maybe I didn't want to." I stayed silent because she needed to say this. "I let her ruin everything. I let her ruin us. I didn't trust you. I threw you out like you were nothing." She swallowed hard. "I'm so sorry." "I know. Do you still want to divorce me?" That question hit harder than I expected. I took a breath, steadying myself. I want to be with someone who chooses me, not their mother, not drama. Me. Her chin quivered. "I'm choosing you now. You should have chosen me then." She nodded, tears falling. "I know, and I'll spend the rest of my life proving it if you let me." We started couples therapy 3 days later. It wasn't magical. It wasn't some movie scene where everything clicks right away. The therapist asked hard questions. Haley cried a lot. I said things I bottled up for years. How her mother made me feel like a guest in my own home. How she never defended me. how she believed a single tube of lipstick over 4 years of loyalty. The therapist asked Haley what she planned to do differently. She didn't hesitate. I'm cutting my mother off. For good. I should have done it the day she ruined my sister's engagement, or the day she showed up at our house with a list of things I should expect if I stay married to her daughter. She took a shaky breath. I don't want to be her. I don't want to live like her. And I don't want to lose my husband because I couldn't stand up to her. It was the first time I believed she understood the damage. The therapy sessions continued. Slowly, inch by inch, the wall between us started to crack. Not fall, not crumble, just crack. Enough for light to get through. Enough for me to see the woman I married wasn't gone. She was just buried under years of manipulation. Meanwhile, Mona faced her own downfall. The family stopped talking to her. Her daughters cut contact. Her husband filed for divorce. She was alone, spiraling, calling people to tell them she was a victim. But nobody listened anymore. She burned every bridge until she had nowhere left to stand. And all of it started with one stupid lipstick. Weeks passed. Haley wrote me a long email one night, apologizing again, admitting everything she'd ignored, everything she let her mother control. I read it twice, then a third time, and something shifted in me. Not forgiveness exactly, but understanding. We met again the next day. She looked calmer, healthier, like therapy was actually working. I want to come home, she said softly. Not because I'm lonely, not because I'm scared, because I want us back. I took her hand, something we hadn't done in weeks. If we do this, it's a new marriage, new rules, new boundaries. Your mother is never part of our lives again. I know, she whispered. She's already gone. I searched her face for hesitation. There was none, and maybe I'm a fool or maybe I'm hopeful, but I finally said, okay. And she broke into tears, not the guilty kind, but the relieved kind, the healing kind. We're not magically fixed. We're still in counseling. I moved back in slowly, one bag at a time. We talk more now. We listen. We unlearn the damage Mona drilled into her. And for the first time in a long time, it feels like the marriage is ours, not hers. As for Mona, last I heard, she's telling people the government framed her and I'm part of conspiracy. Let her talk. Let her spiral. That's her new life. She earned it. And me? I got my marriage back. Not the old one. The old one was broken. I got a new one. One with boundaries, truth, and actual partnership. Funny thing is, I didn't get revenge. I just told the truth. And the truth destroyed the right person.